All right, here we are in the E tier final. I'm just going to hop right into the board analysis. Um, so I can return a Necro unsuccessfully if I wish to. So that's going to be happening. Um, I we have Monkey for draw, Experiment for draw. Gains are rogue, remodeling stuff, hoarding things. So the gains are a little bit weird. Forge as well. So there's like lots of different ways to gain, but they're all a little awkward and sort of require terminal space, which doesn't exist here. So you need a little bit of terminal space. You probably want some monkey draw. Plus buy is also right, just like not here, right? I'm not missing anything. There's just not plus buy. So I guess you sort of play good stuff-ish. You probably want to take advantage and have a little deck control if you can, but be ready to just play sort of more money-like too. I guess I want to trade, so maybe Experiment Sailor is fine. Because you can get some control here. It's not that hard to get control. Um, it's just hard to like do a lot with it. So try to keep that in mind. I might. Well, I really should be thinking about what terminals I want to be playing. I probably do want to play with a pair of monkeys because you're not going to be able to keep up the experiment draw that much, and then keep the necro and maybe remodel is your other terminal. I could see maybe it becomes forge, although it's going to be a little tough to hit 7. Oh yeah. Okay. So opponent buys Vagrant. So opponent has the 5/2 with the crystal ball, which is fine. I'm not terrified of it or anything. Um, do I take a monkey now, or do I want to be playing with a remodel first? I mean, remodel's just not that bad here. I'm gonna take another experiment. Um, right here, the question becomes like, do we just play money, or do we actually try and play more here? Because I could take a horde would be extremely early and I need to buy some other stuff. So that's not going to be happening. I could think about gold. That seems a little crazy. Probably just take remodel. Like I think I just take remodel here. Um, and I should be able to like play the remodel and trade maybe on some of these turns. I got a lot of experiments coming in. Um, I don't really want to trade uh, all that badly here. Um, do I play with a monkey as the second terminal, or do I play with something like a rogue? Um, I said earlier I think I need the monkey because I really need the draw. Um, but the question is, do I ever get to use it really? And is it better than like just playing with a pilgrim? Probably not. It, I think it's going to be sort of uncontrolled enough here that just a pilgrim seems fine, and the top decking as a second terminal seems okay. So, um, prioritize remodel plays unless I need to like draw and hit a number, and then I think I'll be adding some goodies to the deck before too long. Okay. This will just be kill and buy Vagrant, I think. Or it could be play another Sailor and return remodel to like Crystal Ball, and I can just regain remodel. Uh, that seems fine to me. And then maybe I just end up playing with like Forge and do that. I could butterfly this, but I think I just want to play it and sort of get thin this way because the big trade thing didn't work out with my experiments. I just didn't draw. I needed to draw like Overgrown Estate Hovel because I didn't have any other treasure. So that was the only way it was going to work. But I could have maybe taken Pilgrim and tried to use that route for trade. I didn't really consider that too much when I had that 6, if that's what I wanted to do. But this seems fine. Pilgrim Crystal Ball is also, everything you want out of life. This could be a trade. It could be a horde. My opponent has monkey down, so trade gives them, another card than just a normal buy. It could be a forge as my second terminal, but I don't have anything. It's like I want to use it on really. I need these choppers right now. Maybe I just take the horde and then we can come like get a forge next. I don't love that, but I mean, I think we need the horde at some point. And so here it would have been nice to be able to like maybe play monkey right away. Like, I guess it's getting back to the question of like how much do I really want to try and play here, given the limited buys. I think continuing to keep these sailors makes sense, and playing both of them makes sense as well. That'll allow me to hit province next turn. But what do I want here? Probably just Vagrant. Yeah. I could also get Forge next turn as opposed to Province, which is probably the right order, but I could see the argument that it's not. I think it probably is. I'll be pretty thin. After, I'm going to trash 2 here. So I could see Province first. Maybe I hit 7 more likely. I could use the gold. And again, I'm going to be pretty thin after this turn. So I think this will just be Province for me, assuming I hit it, which is not. Actually, I think it is guaranteed. Yeah. This will be what top deck copper, trash copper, and then buy Province. All right. So I feel fairly ahead because I've got like the things you actually want to be playing with. I'm not going to draw every turn or anything like that. But my opponent's a little ways away, I think, from just consistently provincing. The monkey is, of course, nice against my horde, but I also like being the player that likes adding provinces and golds to the deck rather than doing other stuff, right? If I can be that. I might hit a pretty low number on this coming turn. It's something I should think about. Maybe what I want to do on that. But if I draw like the Pilgrim, then that will not be true. I do want to play this Vagrant. Okay, so I'm hitting 4. Do I maybe want like a second Pilgrim? Like that seems just maybe not crazy at all. Just return the Sailor for a Pilgrim, play a second Sailor, and then I can like top deck my Pilgrim, and then like that's all I want to be doing every turn really anyways. And this will be... do I want to keep this Sailor? I think I do want to keep it at Sailor as a Sailor. Might not have been necessary. I think I probably did want to play it because I knew I was somewhat unlikely to get a village in hand coming into this next turn. So my opponent's following with the Horde path, which makes sense. And then we just need to watch out. My opponent doesn't have any gains that I don't have. And so it looks like the end game here is going to be, pretty predictable unless my opponent goes 4 gains. But, I'll be able to see that happening ahead of time because there's no way to butterfly into. Well, I guess you could butterfly into a remodel, but it's a little tough with the terminal space to do that. So I should be able to respond if it happens and I need to. Okay, we'll trash Copper as normal. We'll play Pilgrim. Just put Pilgrim on top, I think, because we need to play this Copper. Yeah. And we'll leave it on top and take a province. So as long as my opponent continues to get their monkey down, which is going to be the case for a little while, they should keep hitting 8, but I could easily see them whiffing on the monkey. And then, as this game goes on, I also just need to, as long as I don't whiff myself, I should be fine. But I am certainly in danger of whiffing this coming turn. But I'll be able to hit 5 at least. We'll see. Okay. I should think about returning sailors too. It's a thing I can do at some point. Okay, this is well, I can top deck the Pilgrim and play it with Crystal Ball, and do that, which seems like what I want to do. And then next turn we've got the sailors finally actually being balanced. What do I want to top deck here? Probably Vagrant. I think that's better than Necro for just making sure I don't dud. Okay. All right, so we have 8 again here, and then a couple Pilgrims. I might want to just not draw here. It's something to think about. I have 2 Pilgrims down there, and the Crystal Ball. I mean, it's pretty non-deterministic. I think I will get rid of this Copper. I think it is useful for me to get rid of it. Well, okay. Well, actually, I need to actually think about the game state here. So we're in this duchy dance sort of. Well, no, I need to take the province. I'm quite behind. What did they do? All right, because I would like to be able to take like sailor into duchy, take province, right? Is what I need to do. All right, well, I'm gonna get rid of this Copper. I'm gonna play the Vagrant. Okay. I think this has to be duchy. I can't. With the monkey down, I mean, their deck is not fantastic. I will have Sailor coming in. I will only be playing 1 Pilgrim, but I'll have another one with Crystal Ball. I won't be able to return Sailor and do all of that. This Necro has not been useful one time. I might just want to take Province here. They'll have a 7-card hand, no extra gains. They've got the Crystal Ball. They have no draw. They have 2 experiments as well. I'm going to take Province. I just think the other path is just not really that likely to work for me. And I'm probably going to lose here. Maybe. Maybe not. They're thinking. I like that. It's better than not thinking here. Okay, so they take the duchy. That's fine. Okay, they have another Crystal Ball, but it hits Necro. That's beautiful. All right. And that's why that's being good at Dominion right there. Just make sure your opponent has the exact wrong draws and go ahead and win. No worries. All right, GG. I think my opponent really might have mildly outplayed. It's sort of unclear. I might have been a half turn slow greening there, and I put myself in a bad spot early greening wise. But I don't know. There was a lot I really could have done differently because I wanted to be as consistent as I was. Okay, I think we're ready to go. All right, so what are we doing here? Tournament, groom, jack, rats, magic lamps, wolf den. There's quite a lot going on here. The draw is awkward because there's not really an obvious pile to run for cities. Yeah, there's not. University is really slow in a tournament game, so I'm not sure that we actually go that way. And there's sort of the magic lamp probably gets us there first. I mean, there's plenty to do here, and I think we will. You'll be able to get two cities, especially if you are not contested in an engine. So like we're gonna play. We're not doing money, but um, it's not going to be super powerful, I don't think, even though there are like a number of really good cards here. Let me update score on recording. All right. I think I prefer Secret Cave over Silver. I should have thought of that earlier. Um, yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of nicer things with the Secret Cave, I think, than the Silver. And hitting 5 is not really the big deal here. Do I want to maybe invest in grooms or something else? Um, Potentially. I think I think maybe investing in tournaments is actually kind of what I want to do. Because that'll give me this like draw. Yep. Okay. And I can just buy a groom now. Um, and I want 2 tournaments in my deck eventually. Like maybe pretty soon. But um, I don't think it's worth it to try and hit 8 here. That seems, well, no, right? Right. I think just no is the answer. Like I just take tournament. I think I do discard at this point, and I buy and expand. Because I mean the early expand here is really quite nice. I can take cities and upgrades with it. A little limited on terminal space, obviously, but with Groom. But I think it's useful enough. And as soon as you get cities in, you're not limited on terminal space, which I should have at least one next shuffle. Yep, here it is. Okay, probably Innkeeper time. Yeah. Just getting this magic lamp to fire off is helps by that quite a lot, and my deck can just use it as well. It's not totally clear what to take off of this groom at this point. Might be another tournament. It might be another innkeeper. I will not discard here, I don't think. No, maybe I will actually. Just 2 doesn't really do me any good, right? And the lamp doesn't do anything. Do I want a third tournament? I'm going to say yeah. I guess my opponent has a province already, so that was maybe like quite bad, and that should have been an innkeeper. Uh, I had not looked at my opponent having province. Without the animations, I can like really miss stuff if I'm not actually really paying attention to my opponent's turns, which I do not do all the time, I have to say. Um, Obviously, Wolfden is here and hurting me a lot right now on points, but I think we're gonna worry about that later because Magic Lamp is just more important. And I'd really like for one of these tournaments to have been an Innkeeper. Um, but here we are. So here I have 3, 4, 5 uniques. I could draw on with something, but I don't think that makes any sense just take Innkeeper by province. Um, all right, I had like a very small chance to find the expand. I think I'm just going to take all the secret caves just because they're fine. Can maybe be like expand or upgrade food if we get there. I probably get followers to here, right? Yeah. I uh, I might just need to ban tournament boards, not because I feel like they're particularly unfair, although um, I do. Uh, Boy, what do I do here? Probably just get rid of the groom. Take what? Another city? I mean, try to. And there's not an obvious pile, but what else am I doing? I could take an upgrade, maybe. Would be fine. I need lots of trashing, so uh, maybe my opponent won't be playing the followers that much. Um, Although they're going to have like all this wonderful stuff in the deck. Of course, the Wolfden penalizes them a little bit for having those things in the deck, but um, I'd still prefer to have them, of course. I don't think I finished my thought on tournament. I'm terrible at tournament games. That's why I think I should ban them. I lose them like, all the time. Um, and I'm not willing to say that it's all because I have bad luck, but I am willing to say that I'm going to invest in, like, what do I do here? I guess invest in cities upgrades. Probably upgrades. Like I need to. The only way I get back in here is let me turn that autoplay on to somehow pile and thin and do all sorts of things before the game ends, which I don't think I'm going to have much chance of doing because my deck just does nothing. Let's keep investing. I guess we'll invest in city and draw cards for my opponent. I can just resign this, I think, pretty soon. I don't think it's quite resignable yet, but we're close. I mean, I do have more stuff. I just don't think that matters enough here. And the stuff I have isn't really like making my deck better right now. Uh, and by better stuff, I mean better stuff from the kingdom because they have the two best cards, of course, that are in this, I guess, kingdom. But you know what I mean. Um, I think play on and play quickly. I mean, this game was not going to take that much longer, so I'll resign if it becomes clear that my opponent's not going to somehow like dud. But he should at least play a few more turns out, I think. Don't really mind chalking on the starts, especially on a tournament board where my opponent gets province early. Though I definitely made a mistake buying tournament or grooming a tournament over Innkeeper for my third tournament. My opponent already had a province. Innkeeper would have been better. Second Innkeeper would have been better for my deck there. Would have made it more likely that I actually would have been able to trash my what's it called? Magic Lamp. Okay, tournament. Do you have? Oh, it draws a card. Cool. think draw discard here, warehouse effect it. Um, Maybe I expand, like take province, take duchy, and just do that. In which case, do I maybe play the secret cave? Um, See another card. Seems fine. Okay. Um, I don't think there's a good way for me to really get the expand out of the wolf den penalty. Um, Everything else sort of already is. Tournament first or secret cave first? I think secret cave first. I'm not gonna get to the end of my shuffle, so. Okay, I get to take another duchy here. And then I get to buy another secret cave. It's kind of nice that I have, right, the city and the upgrade in exile. Because it lets me actually do stuff. Wow, I'm getting a lot of VP here. My deck is nonsense, but I am getting VP. Okay, nothing over estate. Yeah, I mean, I can't afford to put estates into this deck. That only can hit numbers like on secret cave off turns. But I'm ahead. Maybe if I can hit province like one or two more times, maybe. Maybe. I think it'll take some fortune, but okay. That was maybe bad, but I think it's fine as well. Maybe I play the innkeeper. Maybe I don't. Do I want to get to maybe the end of this shuffle? I don't think I have good stuff down here, so I am going to do that. That was not correct. I had my expand down there. Wow, that was not good. I should have deck tracked that. Because expand is I want that more than anything. This will be invest the expand, right? That's right. That's the way for me to score a little bit there. All right. So my deck is awful. But I can maybe take another province and expand another one. If I can like naturally take one and expand one, then right, we're in business. Not great business, but I could still very much lose in that scenario, but it's worth maybe, it was worth sticking around for. Oh, they have wishes? Yeah. Neat. And yeah, now these cities are cool cards with the wishes. I get to draw cards and they're all purple and green. I don't know that taking the city there is really like all that right. It draws more for me now when drawing for me now is important. I actually think that's probably pretty bad to take city off of wish. I think that should just be like gold or maybe even like a state, depending on how you feel about your deck. My deck is not good, and I'm going to buy an estate. Well, I think I have to play this tournament because there's no way, like, there's no way I hit numbers without it. Um, um, is it worth a prize here to try and spike provinces? Yeah. Eh, I mean, we're sort of at the point of the game where you just do stuff like that and it works out and you have no more points at the end of the turn. But, I have to realistically, the only way I win here, right, is if I take those last two provinces. And that was step one in an extremely unlikely set of steps. Okay, now it's just really resignable, right? I'll play one more turn here. Okay, I draw the expand without being able to hit any. All right, let's get out of here. All right, so 1-1 after 2. All right, gear, draw, tragic hero draw, Curse Village draw. Trashing is Doctor, and boy, trashing is Doctor. And maybe like prize goat, right? If you have some good fortune on your prosper, that's going to take a while, even if you do. Battlefield obviously rewards early greening. Um, Familiars here, which is just awful to try and clean up against with Doctor. And you have a little bit of village. The village is not fantastic for what you're doing here because the draw to X doesn't help that much, and patron is not going to get that many extra villagers. So you could play like geared Trove money, like geared tragic hero, treasure trove money, and like that would be pretty fast and get you battlefield points. Or you could add a familiar into that, or you could try and like play villages and draw. I think I like. Yeah, that's fair. This is like a big board analysis here because I mean, all of those things are reasonable here, I think. I think the curses are going to be good enough, even against like Gear Trove, that you want to play with the familiars. Um, I am not sure that is true. Um, but I think, I mean, it's just you do cycle pretty fast in these gear decks. If you hit 3P off of Gear Potion, which is not that unlikely, you're in business and you get off to the races, and you just can't afford to I think, take 10 curses here, even if you do a little cleaning. So my opponent decides to try and clean. I'm just going to be ignoring Doctor. I don't think it's going to be good enough, and I think doing the other stuff in the open is just more important. So, but it'll be interesting to see because, right, we're not mirroring. So here I hit the nice 3P. I probably keep the gear out of the shuffle with 2 cards, rather than throw it back in, because that's it's the same amount of draw in my next shuffle, but keeps coppers into my next hand. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to take another familiar. It'll be gear on my next 3, which I hopefully get here. I do. Beautiful. A patron seems fine on 4. It's probably a third gear is worth thinking about. It's not impossible, like pick up a villager from the patron, and then like that's pretty valuable here. So we'll do it, and I can sort of manipulate the patron and then with the gear, right? So, which I will do here. What do I take though? Is the third familiar important enough that I take the potion here, or do I just? I don't think so. I think I just want to take treasure trove and like get on with my life. So I'm going to do that. Those were not great cards to see off of that dead draw, but that's all right. So my other familiar is going to miss unless I draw it off of this familiar. but I will be hitting 5 here. So the question is, do you go Tragic Hero first or do you go Treasure Trove first? Tragic Hero probably, I think is my answer. So Dr. Patron is like kind of a thing. But I don't think I like that stuff enough to be really playing that way. Do I play the Patron here first? I think so, and throw it into the next shuffle. And then let's keep Coppers back. Take a Tragic Hero or Trove now, given that I don't have the villagers. I think just Trove. And I'm just going to say we're just playing familiar into money-ish gear here. And I definitely want a third gear with that being the case, but it's not going to be here, I don't think, that I pick up that third gear. I think we're going to take another Trove. And then this will be a gear. I think even if I hit 5, it could be a Tragic Hero. But I think the gear's better in money. Well, I have a villager now, so let's take the hero. That can maybe help me like spike a prosper, which seems maybe fine before we start greening here, because right, the decks are not going to be great. Definitely hold the familiar, and I think Vagrant's a good enough card to hit a lower number this next turn to take. I'm not certain that's correct because I can hit Prosper here. More likely if I had held back those choppers. But we didn't know that this hand was going to look as good as it looks, and I still might get there. Okay, we don't. But I can hold back the gold here. Hold back the familiar in case I get to play it for benefit. And then just take another gear. This Tragic Hero will be getting out of my deck. Okay, we don't get to play the last familiar, but we're still comfortably ahead on that curse split. So that is looking pretty good for me. And I will start greening pretty intensely starting now. I say that I might buy Prosper here. I think just gold at this point is better. So I could take like Prosper Vagrant. I mean, I'm going to be shuffling a bunch more. I could take like Prosper Estate. That seems pretty good to me, really. Okay, Chalice is not that bad here. I take Trove, I take Silver, I do not take the others. And then I take an Estate. The deck is like both bad and good enough, I think, to merit that. Because I'm going to be shuffling enough to really be able to use the volume of things that I just got with Prosper. And it really does improve my treasure density pretty substantially. But also it's time to start fighting over battlefield points here, like pretty clearly. I'm going to buy another estate here. I could take a Vagrant. I mean, I'm pretty far ahead, but I think another estate's the answer. I'm playing this like 3 Trove deck. Let's just have more VP and play gears and play Troves. So my opponent's deck is obviously going to do a lot more here, but it doesn't like produce all that much, right? So, and they need to keep buying things that aren't green, whereas I do not. This will just be another estate. Endless Chalice is actually like kind of really great here. It's at least better than it always otherwise is. It gets hard to picture for what I'm doing a sort of much better much better loot, which is, saying something. But I guess that's true in any sort of slog, but this is about as thick deck as you can imagine. I would have Philosopher's Stone in the deck if it was on the board. So there's that. Change ordering here. So this will just be Duchy for me. And then I'm not going to be buying estates anymore. After the battlefield points are gone, I'm going to be buying vagrants, at least until the next shuffle. Then I might switch back to estates. But we'll see where the score is, and that'll obviously impact things too. Right, they just don't like draw that much more than I do, really. They don't have that much density, and right, Doctor is doing the thing where it isn't good, rather than the thing where it is. Okay, what do I do here? I just hit 8, right? I don't think anything else makes sense. So I need to hold back. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I should hold the gold back then. Wow, this counting is hard for me for some reason right now. 3, 7, 8. 3, 5. Okay, yeah. Hold back a silver, right? Play the Troves. Oh, whoops. Oh, well. Yes, I'm aware that it was crazy for me to use a villager there, or a Toffer there, and I could have undone that, but I feel pretty good with my position here, and I like making mistakes to keep things interesting for viewers, so there we go. Yeah, I mean, their deck just doesn't, I mean, yeah, you get the Cursed Village play, yeah, you're going to be able to buy a province. I'm going to be able to buy a province and a duchy, though. It would have been nice to have the Toffer in the deck still, but again, like, right, their deck is just not consistently great, and this will be Duchy Estate. Definitely not switching back to buying Vagrants in my 43 card deck. That was a crazy thing to suggest, but we are all right. Province, all right, now it's just resignable for my opponent. But we will win right here. So the money thing, I think, was just right here. I mean, I can imagine with better shuffles, right? You get to play the engine maybe and it wins, but I think the money thing is just better there. All right. On to the next one. So completely chalk on starts so far. Okay, what are we doing here? We have encampments, right? Maroon trashing, sailor trashing, count trashing, replace trashing, enlarge trashing, all the trashing you can desire. Maroon and sailor look like probably what you want to be doing most stuff with. I could see a replace off of my start, obviously, with the 2-5, or I could see a count. Like count encampment just seems like a quite strong open, and count helps you spike 6 or even 5 if you want to. Like count's just a really strong open. Wave the monkeys here as your plus buy, right? Probably more than like Galleria would end up being the case, or like trying to do too much. You can do a little bit of gain stuff here with the trash for benefit, but it's not super fantastic. I think you just want to get sort of thin, play with plunders, play with villages, play with draw, have a few extra things to play as monkeys maybe, play with some Gallerias probably, because like village greens you're going to want to buy a lot of, and you can do, like, the deck's going to be good, and so the hope is to get there first. And the 2-5 helps with that. Yes, it is. So yeah, this will not be the last game in any condition. Um, Probably silver's fine. I'm gonna want to hit enough stuff without the count. Let's increase hand size here with that and kill this big hand. This will be another killed hand. Um, and then we need to start gaining things. So I think it'll be. So right, what is the best gain path? I could keep this hand, but I need to get a little bit thinner still. I think. Okay, so I need village if I want to play the count plus another thing. I want as many actions as possible. I could take like 2 encampments here. But then I'm not hitting anything. I mean, I can play the count and like discard them. I could take 1 encampment, but then the risk that my opponent gets them all is too big. You don't really need them here though. And my opponent's doesn't have the stuff to like keep them in deck yet. So I don't think I need to be extremely concerned about that. I think I just take Galleria here. And then I hope to draw it like this so that I can buy. I can either top deck it and buy gold, or I can take like Village Green Encampment right now. And then either my opponent's going to have to return encampments, they're going to get lucky, or I just play without them. All those things seem okay to me. Not ideal, but you know, you play what you can. And they still don't have a gold or a clear way to get there, and it's not like enlarge. Right? They didn't want to enlarge their 4 costs, and they're still pretty thick relative to me. They've done a very decent job of trashing. But they still have a lot of copper. Okay, do I play this encampment? I have 3, 6. I can hit like 9. I think I do. And then what we're going to be doing is so we have 3. Right, we're going to be just trying to play with the other stuff here. And drawing our plunders with the other stuff. So this should be discard 2, take 3 coins. I hit 9. I take village green. I could take a hunter. I could take a patrol. Probably patrol. And then we go from that into more gains. Could be just a plunder too. But I don't really. I could use the draw. But it's not terribly critical. I could take a plunder right now and then come back for the patrol. Otherwise, I take the patrol. I hit the same thing again next turn. I mean, the problem is I'm doing the same thing next turn, either scenario. So let's take the plunder. And this will definitely be a patrol. But it is nice to have the plunder in the deck with 1 returned encampment there from me. I mean, they're going to take it. It's not. I'm not sure about that plunder at all. That really maybe should have just been patrol or another Galleria, but it's not obviously wrong to me. It would obviously be really quite nice to hit 9 here again, which we can do if we top deck. Which I mean, that makes next turn quite likely very bad, but it's not guaranteed to be bad. And let's just take Village Green and Patrol. The problem with the 2/5 count open here is that it's just not that much better than doing like all the Sailor Maroon stuff, right? That's plenty fine, and especially with an enlarge too. Enlarge is not bad here at all, and help them get a lot of encampments. So do I want to do this next turn thing? I don't think so. I mean, hitting 4 does, nothing for me. And okay. Well, I'm over terminaled if I take another terminal. I'm very behind in a lot of ways. Maybe I take an enlarge now, and then I can like gain and play a Village Green. Like that seems potentially, that's better for my pacing than anything else would be. And I could use getting that estate out of the deck. The issue is that I'm playing against a thin deck with 5 encampments and 4 plunders. So, I'm going to lose. I'll play out a few more turns, like maybe they like green or dud or whatever, but it's just not very likely. So this all seems quite reasonable. They're adding deck consistency, adding more deck consistency. Hunter's quite nice here. You can certainly see the argument for Hunter, especially with their deck. So here I just want to play all the villages and play all the we'll play all the terminals, right? So I'm not actually over terminaled here. Definitely Village Green. Definitely something here. Okay, so we have 5, 6, 8. And so we could hit 9 again and take like another Village Green and another terminal, which would be what, like Patrol? I mean, I guess we do that. Oh wait, I don't want to discard. Sorry. I want to top deck. And do it incorrectly. Do I take a Hunter or just another Patrol? I take a Hunter. I mean, honestly, like, thinking too long here is not what I should be doing. I should just be playing quickly, given the game state and my ethos. But that's fine. I can just resign after one more turn of this, especially if I don't draw. But I think just after one more turn of this, I'll just be able to resign anyways. Because their deck's doing like all the things that I said you want your deck to do at the start of this, and mine's like 3 turns away from that. Well, I mean, my turns are decent. The problem is I don't have plunders, and I don't have like serious ways to escalate. I mean, they are really investing in draw. Like that's fine. But I mean, they might give me like an in-game thing here. If I can draw a Patrol here, I need to keep doing draw until I bottom deck. Okay. Gain copper, gain duchy, and take a duchy, Hunter. Let's take a Hunter. the hope is like they continue to lower piles and don't take points, and I just win. Like, uh, I mean, I don't think there's any real chance of that happening. They're going to keep playing all these plunders, and I mean, even if they do that, I don't think I win unless they like optimize for me winning, which I do not see happening. So yeah, I think the story here was just the count was not better than doing the other stuff. Maybe I could have opened maroon, but I think for me on the 2-5 it was not crazy, but also just not clearly correct either to take the count. It's unclear to me how much was second player, how much was maybe I should have taken an enlarge. Really, like just the gains were better. Like I didn't really think about that. Top deck's 3 village greens. Well, I definitely want to try to draw 1. I can count like something on top, right? And use my hunter to pick it back up, which seems reasonably cute. Did I want the 3 coins there? I don't think so. I want to gain duchy. Okay, we get to discard village green. Oh, right. Hunter village green is a thing. He says on turn 13. Okay, this should just be a monkey, I think. There's nothing in my discard worth playing. And enlarge here. What? Enlarge village green to something. Well, let's play the Galleria and let's enlarge. I mean, this is like kind of crazy, but let's enlarge the village green to a duchy. Take like duchy hunter, province nothing. Let's take duchy hunter. Let's play with fire on piles, and I mean, I don't win the long game, right? So like trying to, I don't know, stall and give myself something feels right. Even though like you lose feels like kind of right too. Right? The hope would be like I pile duchies like this turn and then lose. Well, winning would be the hope. But no, I mean, there's not really a path here. Again, unless they like play psychopathically poorly, which again, I do not expect. I assume they double here. They could take like Hunter Village Green too. Yeah, that's fine. Kill silver, take duchy. Could I try and pile and win? I think the answer to that is just like no, of course not. If I do, I need the duchy anyways over the silver. So, but yeah, this is actually what happens. Okay, we just do that, and then as soon as they start playing cards like Hunter, and then another Hunter, and an Encamp, okay, we say, cool, good job. All right, well, it continues to be everyone wins on their starts. And like not close games really either. Okay, on to game 5. All right. Villa without terminal draw. No draw of any kind other than horse and flag bearer. Strong trashing against familiar with church. I assume you open like church groom here. And then what do you do? Do you play? So what you need to figure out. Well, I'm going to open with a church for sure. In any deck I play here opens with a church. But then do you play money off of it, sort of? Which groom is going to fit into that as your terminal, because that's the best terminal here. Do you take the time to go into the familiars? Do you ever really seriously consider Overlord? I think it's going to be Groom over a Potion open, especially paired with the Church. Like, that seems fairly clear to me. I'm going to take Flag Bearer here to make sure my stuff doesn't miss. And then I'm going to hold back 2 estates and take a second church here. Okay, now we're off to what we want to be doing here. And I get like lots of flag bearer turns here, which is nice. Okay, this will be, right, trash estate. So Squire trashing over Potion really might be the way to go here. You got a lot of trashing control. And it's not like I really want Potion Silver in my deck all that bad. Do I take a second Groom? I don't think it does that much for me. Do I take a third church? I'm going to take a third church. I'm going to take the Squire. And then we're going to try to like trash down into familiar Squire stuff and just get that rolling a little bit. I don't want to overcommit to that. I want to do other stuff too. But I think I'm going to try to do that before... right, just sprinting into silver. So if I took a silver there, my deck gets thick really fast, and I want to actually be able to play familiars and finish getting thinner. I could take gold here. I mean, gold is not awful. The other options are set aside another copper, set aside like flag bearer, and take what? Like a scavenger? Like, that doesn't seem that appealing to me. The fourth church doesn't seem at all appealing to me, especially because I'm going to be playing Groom again. So I'm just going to take a gold. And then this will be a Squire trash for sure. And then I will be taking the flag back with my Groom. Oh, I said it would be a Squire trash, and then I just auto-clicked on estate, so thank you. Okay. Horse comes first, right? Yeah. And then maybe I just set 3... I kind of like just buying Ride here. Or maybe I like another Squire. I think I want to keep the estate in hand, though, for next turn. I feel pretty off to the races here ahead of my opponent. I have the extra church. I have the familiars. What do I want to do with this? Maybe hold flag bearer back and 2 coppers, buy another gold. I don't know at all if that's correct. I think I'll take another church here off my Groom Just knowing that like we're going to be getting pretty thick here. I'm not taking curses, and it's not clear that I'm ever going to take curses, which is nice and does change the math a little bit. But I think I still trash Squire over Flag Bearer here pretty clearly to me. Do I play this horse to try and get towards the end of the shuffle? I think maybe. I could also take, it could be just be Villa time here. Like, I think it is, right? Let's just take Villa, and then we can do like a lot of stuff off of this. So I'll set one Flag Bearer back. Or will I? Or will I just set coppers back? And then play the Flag Bearers. And then I take like ride Flag Bearer. Like that seems... No, I'm sorry. Sorry. I should be counting more. I think the Flag Bearer here is the only draw, is fine, and the villas are not awful to add to this deck at all. Being able to buy like rides on extra, extra $2 is not bad. It's not super ideal. I'm not certain that we want to be fighting over the Flag Bearer all that hard, but I still think it's worth taking the opportunity to do it, given that it's your only draw here. All right, so he takes it back. I think I'm going to take it back with a trash here, over doing other stuff, given that I have 3 more cards coming in here and, a lot of terminals. Okay. Do I just buy a province here? Is it time for that? I'm going to say yes. And then if the answer to that is yes, do I just take silvers here? I'm going to say yes as well. Not certain on that. I mean, right, I want to maximize familiar plays a little bit more, but the curses are not totally awful for my opponent, although they help a lot for me to get them in there. And I do want to prioritize just hitting 8, 8, 8, 8, 8 here, the way this game is. And I should have relatively little issue doing that. Maybe I have to take one turn off and, move some things around with church. But being able to do that, again, being the only person playing with the familiars, it just feels winning, really. That's the best they can do. I could trash another Flag Bearer here. Yeah. I don't think I will. All right, now we should think about holding one back. We can hold it back, be able to trash it. We do have Groom coming in to be able to take another one with some likelihood, not all that likely. I think less than 50%. So let's hold back a Flag Bearer into copper, just hit 8. So here will be like trash Flag Bearer, potentially, which would assure that we hit our Groom next turn, but then, right, it doesn't matter that much unless my opponent, takes the flag back. And then I think I just buy Duchy over Well, maybe I don't. Maybe I do. Maybe I buy another gold here, and I just set aside like a province. I feel like I can use another gold. Not that badly. Again, I'm just up so much. I think let's just like make sure the deck doesn't completely die. And the best way to do that is just take a gold here. And then in all likelihood, right? Yeah, I get flag bearer here. And then I'll take, province, or sorry, duchy with it. And then we'll just green, 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 green. And with the lack of alt VP here, and not taking more than 5 curses, even if my opponent like hard pivoted into some hyper effective cursing thing, I'll be just fine, I believe, even if I have to take duchy a few more times. This will be a villa pretty clearly to me. Yeah. So I could hold back something and maybe make some benefit of that here. For next turn, I could hold back like flag bearer gold, or I could just hold back duchy province. I think I want to take the duchy here while I see it. Yeah, that seemed right. Ideally, I'll be able to make some stuff miss the shuffle here with church and also buy a province. I feel more confident about making stuff miss the shuffle than I do buying a province here. I really just need one more province. So I should think about optimizing for that, but I think I will want to at least take a duchy next turn. And throwing stuff into the next shuffle is fine. Okay, they're starting on estates. Seems reasonable. You can't use the villa. I am not going to trash any of these cards. Okay, well, let's hold back. Right, church, copper, duchy, and just buy duchy here. And we're quite likely to get to 8 here, right? We just need to draw one more coin anyway. We have 2 cards to do that, so that seems quite likely to happen. Given my deck makeup, it's of course not guaranteed, but quite likely. And duchy estate wouldn't be the end of the world either. Okay, this is what? Play the flag bearer, hold back gold. Yeah, so this will be kill flag bearer, I think. No. No, it'll be win. It'll be I win the game because I have the gold down on church. So, yeah. Cool. We continue to just win starts. Why even play the games? You'll win game 6, I win game 7. All right. Forget if I've been, okay. Okay, and back to mikaelsson start. All right, well, maybe I can take one here so that I don't have to win the last one in a game 7. That'd be nice. Academy, your draw is Broker and Encampment. Crypt, can maybe kind of help with that. There's plenty of thinning, but it's not sort of hyper effective thinning. It's like pretty good. So the question becomes, what does your encampment devotion look like? And how good is it for them to be tireless? And I think the answer is you're extremely devoted to encampments here, because the other stuff is so awkward. Like broker drawing is not easy to do. Like broker ironworks is not that strong. Okay, I guess I just follow like stonemason encampment. But then, how do you hold them in is the problem, and how do you get a gold while you have stonemason double encampment in your deck? Alternative is to open broker forager, come back for the encampments. Circle of Witches is here too, which is pretty nice for that. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Confidence level is not very high, that I don't just want tons of encampments, but right off the bat and like to try to hold on to them. But it's a little bit high. Like it's gonna really slow you down, and it's not that easy to hit 5, I think, if you do that. So I'm gonna take 2 here. Like saying all of that, like I'm taking 2 here. And then this will be Circle of Witches play. This curse will miss the shuffle, but there's no plunder in their next shuffle. So their next shuffle is garbage anyways. I could take coins and hit 4, but why? And I just pass. I don't want anything to do with a poorhouse or a stonemason for nothing. So this will be a plunder, which is nice to see. I could also stonemason for a couple encampments, but the issue with that is like this is the turn I'm hitting 5, and I don't have another good way to do that, and it's not all that likely that I see a hand like this again for a while. So I think it makes sense to just take the plunder, and that's going to be my best route to get a second plunder. Okay, so they do take it, and oh right, I don't even have the option to take a plunder. That was a silly thing for me to say. Okay, I'm going to take the encampments. There's going to be a way for me to broker hit stuff. I'm going to be able to take a silver maybe. I'm going to take the encampments with the stonemason. So here I hit 3, and I think I take a silver. I could take the 5th encampment. Huh. I mean, encampment's an awesome card for my opponent. It's a terrible card for me. I'm gonna take it. And it's nice to see 3 of them here, actually. Like that's actually really nice. I don't think a poorhouse. I mean, a poorhouse might actually help me hit 5. So I'm going to take one. This is not what I wanted to see. I wanted encampments to miss the shuffle. Not clear how I do good things from here. How trashed is my opponent? They're about equal, yes. Um, do I want another poorhouse? Sure. I mean, at this point, I'm happy to just hit like 3, and poorhouse helps me do that. This will be what, broker stonemason for coins, take silver, play 1 encampment, then do that. I think that seems fine. Like, I just need to hit 5 so bad that, we'll just draw 2 encampments. Uh, cards off stonemason, I guess. Would have been real nice to see like a poorhouse, Um, all right. I don't think another poorhouse helps. Uh, we do see our poorhouse here with all these copper. This seems like forager pretty clearly to me. So I have a problem where I need to hit like 6 now, which is even a little more far-fetched. I'm just going to take forager. So my opponent's not drawing, but their deck's a lot better. I'm going to hit 5 here, which will hopefully matter, and it will not matter. That's not great. That's really not great. Okay, well, what do I want to do? I mean, I can't return the encampments. If I return the encampments, I lose. Well, I guess I take Falconer. Hey, that's fairly desperate. I'm thinking that I take Academy, I take Falconer, and then we have to get Brokers and Ironworks and like just hit that stuff really hard. Try to draw a bunch, thin reel down, and like play this thing that has a huge payoff at the end with like tons of treasure payload, and um, it becomes consistent. I can trash brokers. I can gain and play trash brokers. Like that. That's the line, right? That gives me a chance here. Given, I made the decision to go as hard as I did for the encampments, and did not get a plunder anytime in there. Do I take the academy now? I'm going to say yes. Turned out to be the right decision. I don't actually know if it was, but okay, they take their academy. I can react with Falconer here. What do I want? Do I just want another broker here? Like, I'm not really terribly sure. Maybe it's just Ironworks. I don't want to changeling it. And then I'm just like thinning here, which is like doesn't feel great. I'm like gaining a broker and thinning. But the broker thing is just, it takes time. I have to gain a lot of stuff. And I don't want to like prematurely try to hit 6. So this will be 6. And I'll trash one of these poorhouses. Like that's just clearly what I want to do. The problem that I have a little bit, right, is that I've got like, I want to play with golds, and the big payload thing here, I think probably does involve playing poorhouses for payload, and as well as brokers, maybe. I'm going to be running out of time and needing like 1,000,000 points. So most of what I'm speaking is quite academic. I play encampment here, right? It's just time for that. Ironworks gaining a state is interesting. I mean, I guess guaranteeing the draw, foragers, you're thin, like seems fine. Seems good, really. Yeah, if you need to. Maybe even if you don't, because you're just thin enough. I'm gonna play the encampments here. It's time, obviously. I'm like way down. My deck needs to work like now. Okay. I'll play this turn out. I'm gonna play Poorhouse now. And then we'll Falconer. What? A Broker? Another Ironworks? Let's do another Ironworks. And then we're going to Ironworks for like more Brokers, or like Broker Ironworks. We're going to kill a Forager for cards. We're going to take an Ironworks for more Ironworks. We're going to kill one of these Brokers just with a Forager. Yeah, we're going to kill the gold for coins. And then we're going to kill a Broker with a Forager. We're going to end our actions. We're going to buy a Province and another Forager, sure. I mean, I'm just so far behind. It doesn't really matter, right? Like I could have maybe tried to maximize and like gained a few more things there, but then I'm also putting piles, low. Not that my opponent has much pile control, but they do have points control, which is what you'd prefer here. I should probably just resign, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'll finish the turn, but yeah, I'm just gonna resign. All right, so we get a game 7. We continue to only win our starts. So hopefully that continues. All right. Well then, several piles of trashing. We can sort of gain a nice big hostelry off of Bounty Hunter. Sir Michael is available in the open, and discarding seems quite nice, especially against Way of the Squirrel. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And then we're going to take, Hermit against it. I could see Anvil. It's a little tough because Anvil doesn't give you a lot extra with Hostelry, but I really just want to hit 4. And I don't love opening double terminal. Okay, well, do I want a tracker for free? Okay. Squirreling it is not the worst thing. It does reduce treasure density, which isn't great for hostelry, but I mean, 1 seems fine. That was not a good squirrel play by them. They knew that I had a good chance to have Michael in hand, so I doubt they considered that. So do I take Bounty Hunter Hermit here over like Hostelry 2 horses? I think the answer to that is yeah. And now I think I get started on Hostelry horses. Lost Arts doesn't really do anything here, right? You can maybe, if you're playing a lot of knights, right, it helps like superpower your village, just terminal powers, but I doubt that's going to come hugely into play. I weirdly don't have any. Are all my estates bottom decked? I think the answer to that is yes. In which case, do I want to like squirrel this hermit? I think the answer to that is yes. And then do I take just like falconer maybe? Because I really just want to be the like horse guy. All right. Okay. They'll definitely like hermit take madman, right? Everything else is. Why would you do anything else? The threes are not worth. They're not better than a madman. Right. The hope being you get like a big madman hostile return, and then you're just sort of doing all this stuff. Right, you don't want to fall too far behind on knights here. But you don't need to be way up. And Anna's not. Like Anna's good. And my opponent's probably getting their third here. It's not like fantastic. They take Anna. I can take my falconer. I could take Martin here. And then they can't take Martin. Which seems like something that I'm interested in. Destry is great here, where you draw limited. So this will be, I might bounty the tracker here, and then play like Martin as, yeah, if I bounty the tracker and play Martin as squirrel, that lets me hit 5 and pick up a horse off hostelry, which seems like deal. Actually, it doesn't let me pick up a horse off hostelry because I want to keep this copper. But it does let me pick up the hostelry, which is not nothing. Yeah, I needed to take Destry there. I think it's like Destry is just good enough, and that evens me up on the knight split as well. I'm not terribly concerned about winning the knight split here, but I would like to not lose it. Trash's hermit, that's pretty annoying. I mean, I can get it back. Destry, okay. So I got quite a bit more deck control, which is nice. I think this is, right, this is bounty and estate. Well, falconer, what are we going to falconer here? I could take another hermit, then like hostelry, hermit, kill, estate. But then I'm just using hermit to like gain stuff because I'm not taking madman this turn. I could take hostelry now and discard stuff. And then hit like 5. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll discard 4 cards. Yeah. And then we're going to seed the shuffle. And then we'll play hostelry down. We'll play Sir Martin as... Well, do I need to play it as squirrel? I don't think so. I have so much draw. And I wouldn't mind, like, killing Anna. or and killing a hermit's fine, too. And right, I'm real interested in Sylvia here. And I'll be able to take another horse too if I want it, which I think I do. And then I've also just got, right, a lot of cards that I don't really mind getting hit. Okay, nice. All right, well, I'll take the last 2 knights here, assuming I can get them, which I think I can. Draw on, right? I could take Falconer first, but draw on has got to be the answer. Like, draw on and discard if I get to that, right? Play horse, okay. So I could like bounty hunter a hostelry, gain a hostelry. That seems like the path. And then I definitely want to hit 10, in which case that needs to be, well, I've got like plenty of economy. Take Dame Sylvia here, take falconry as hostelry, discard from exile. And then we want to make sure we don't discard too many here. So this will be, it does make sense for me to take the last 2 knights, right? Like, the game's not going to end that soon. Hostelries are kind of lowish, but nothing else is, and it's not like the gains are that crazy. Okay. All right, back to actually doing that then. So we have 10. I can discard 2, right? And then that will just leave me at straight 10 and just knock in another hostelry. Yes, I want to seed this shuffle, I think. Okay, yeah. Yes was the right answer there. Play these as squirrels. Play that. Take the last 2 knights. Awesome. So now we just make sure we play everything. Don't fall behind on payload. Think about like buying bakers. Well, yeah, you can certainly take Dame Josephine from me. So my opponent's going to have a lot of problems like having a deck. And I'm going to have like not a lot of problems drawing my deck. I might want to think about getting thinner at some point. But it's not super clear how I would want to do that, and if that's better. Like, it would require me to bounty hunter coppers, right? That's the way that I want to do that. And it's not clear to me that that's better than just taking hostelries while they're still here and then reacting to the in-game state once we get there a little bit differently, but which will be quite soon. Okay. Well, let's see. Draw on a little bit more. Okay, this seems, yeah, like just draw everything. Sylvia definitely gets played. Okay, Trash and Gold is great. Probably do the same, like bounty hunter hostelry, take hostelry thing. And then just try and like continue, like just do that while it's available, right? And here, take hostelry, discard from exile. How many do I want to discard here? I could just discard 2 and like start greening. Or I could discard none and like take 2 bakers. That doesn't seem like great. That also seems like sort of great. I'm going to discard none, take 2 bakers. Maybe it's crazy, but 2 bakers, 2 squirrels seems fine to me. And the bakers are just going to be really nice. And it's nice to have the autonomy, given that I don't really have a lot of extra draw here. And at some point I'm going to be running out of this bounty hunter thing. Okay, he gets my anvil, that's fine. I'm happy to let my opponent sort of dictate the gladiator pile a little bit. I might take a gladiator once we get a little lower. I might also really actually play my bounty hunter here for copper and just get a little thinner. I definitely am not buying 2 bakers again. That's about the only thing I know. Bailey's fantastic. Bailey's good enough that I might want to consider. Yeah, I don't have an anvil. I might want to consider like trying to play Sylvia first. I don't know that actually is any better at hitting what I want to hit. It's probably not, right? It's the same odds. All right, so they end the hostile refund, which is fine. I kill their bounty hunter, which is great. Well, I mean, bounty huntering this estate just makes sense, right? Even though it doesn't do a ton for me. I might take another bounty hunter off this like falconer here. Exile topper. Maybe just exile pouch. Is that plus buy really that helpful? I mean, I think yes is probably the answer. So maybe I just take gladiator here. That seems really reasonable. All right, so there goes Natalie or a silver. Yep, there goes Natalie. Do I take 2 bakers? I know I said I wouldn't. I know I said it. My opponent is not going to be able to take piles. So let's just do that. It's not great, but I didn't really want a green there. That didn't seem right or appealing. So seems fine. So right, my opponent's quite a bit thinner from having done all the stuff. So they're going to get fortune first. They're going to be able to play it first, which is like highly concerning. So I need to go into like draw mode as soon as I can. Not getting any squirrels down last turn was quite poor. Maybe should have prioritized that. Well, let's do it this turn. Unless I could bounty hunter Martin. But then I have the same problem where I have no draw coming in. My opponent did not take the fortune, which is interesting. Do I take like a silver here? I don't think I do. Silver's bad at this point. I think I just pass. I don't spend a coffer. I would like to play it with the fortune, even with my deck, which is much less control than Province. I mean, that seemed like I felt like I was kind of in trouble there for a second, maybe. And now I do not feel that way. I do trigger this shuffle. There's no reason for me not to. All right, it makes fortune play a little bit easier, but I don't think that was worth it. Okay, do play hostelry here. I don't want the gold with gladiator. I do want the extra action. All right, here, so I can falconer something that I don't have in exile, which would be a bounty hunter. And then I can bounty hunter, and then I can squirrel 2 cards and buy a fortune. That seems like what I want to do. And now the hope is that we find ways to draw that. But I like having it. So my opponent will probably hit 8 here, and then it's going to be a little bit off to the races. But I'm going to have coffers. I'm going to have the fortune. Have 2, maybe 3 buys when the fortune comes up. I feel pretty good about my position. Right, the early province is nice with the bounty hunter, but it's not like, I don't think it's better than fortune. All right, just takes another province. That's not unreasonable. Play the bakers. Do I keep drawing on? I do at least one more time. Right now I could put like 4 squirrels down by nothing. And then just have like a really likely chance to hit nice numbers next turn. Or do I take the 1 in 5 chance and then just say I have 3 squirrels down? Or I draw another treasure. I think I draw on 1 more. Okay. Yes, you draw on 1 more is the answer there. So this will be squirrels. Sorry, I meant to squirrel. And then do I falconer in something and then squirrel it, right? That's going to be action density is good, and that something is going to be bounty hunter. Do I discard 1 from exile? Yeah. Okay. Play these, play 10 coffers, play the fortune, repay debt, buy 3 provinces. Okay. Cool. That was good. And having fortune in my hand here is even better. Well, it's not even better, but it's even better than buying 3 provinces and not having the fortune in hand, that's for sure. So I'm going to be able to double at least. And so I should think about if I just want to, right, at some point in my turn here, do I just take the double and play a bunch of squirrels? Which means I should play the hostelries first. Right, my opponent just doesn't win a long game here, right? So I understand that with not taking the fortune, right? Like I totally get that as from their position, but I think I still would have taken it as them, because if you don't take it, like my deck is just good enough and squirrel is strong enough that I think this happens. I'm not sure that you play on. Okay. Well, I have double in hand. But I should play on 1 more time. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to bounty hunter this province. And I'm definitely going to gladiator something. If I play right now, I need to play the gladiator. So I should play 1 more hostelry. Okay, now these will be all squirrels, right? And then I just double. I could, what's the alternative? So I have 3, 6, 7, 10. I could get to 13. And then 20, yeah, right? So I do that, right? And I just win. Can I count and multiply? That is the test. So 6, 7, 10, 13, 26. Yeah, I just do that. All right, well, that's why you want to start Dominion games, I guess, because then you win them. right. That will be it for this edition of the first time breppert records and uploads a video. Thanks for watching. Won the E tier, I guess. This season 61. I'll be in D next season, and probably record and upload more of these as I do it. All right. See you all.